Too late. All right, so let's wait for the notifications here, man, before we go ahead live. All right, let me know when this thing beep, man. Shit, I ain't no beeps. All right, here we go. Here go YouTube. All right, I just seen that YouTube, man. So I know we live on YouTube. Let's see, where's the... Okay, we live on LinkedIn, so that's cool. Facebook, I don't know, a little bit sluggish. I don't know what's going. All right, there go Facebook. All right, cool. Now we ready to roll, man. So let's go ahead and get it started, man. We're gonna start with the introductions. We're running a little bit late today, so let's go ahead and get it started. I know Patrick is supposed to pop up. He already asked about the topic early. He was the first one to ask about the topic. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, man. So
what is the topic?
We're gonna announce it now. It's too late to show the stuff. We're gonna announce it here soon. We gotta come soon. So CJ, go ahead and start with the introductions, and we go from there. So let's go ahead and kick that off.
My YouTube to make sure I got it set up, just in case somebody start commenting. But what's up, everybody? CJ, the Realtor Broker on the Greenwood Realty Group. Check out my social media at CJ Sales Texas. That's CJSELLSTX. Give me a follow. Give me some feedback, like some of my pictures, all that good stuff. Check out the website, greenwoodrealtytx.com. If you're a buyer, you're a seller, you're an agent looking to join the team, we got all the forms on there. So go on the website and sign up on there. We can get you straight. Also, we have our luxury home tours on our YouTube channel, CJ the Realtor, where we're showing you some of the nicest luxury high-end homes in Houston and the surrounding areas, because we go out into the suburbs too, because they got a lot of nice ones out there too. So go in there, give us a subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. Email my cell, 832-338-3182. If you got questions or comments, want to talk some real estate, hit me on my line. We'll chop it up. And always, of course, we go back to our kids. So the Mensa Academy is where we teach our young men knowledge of self-improvement, and entrepreneurship. So if you're looking to donate, whether it's time or money, we got the forms online for you to do that. And we appreciate any and all that you can do. And I'm out.
All right, Hyman, let's go ahead and get you kicked off here.
Maybe we're going to make it short and sweet. It's Hyman with H&L Premier Realty. Here to help you with your buy, sell, investing, or renting needs. Feel free to reach out to me, hnlpremierrealty.com, or you give me a call at 832-235-0985. Make it short and sweet, quick. Patrick's in the building.
I had you in here. Let's go ahead, Corey. You want to go ahead? I got you set up here as well. Corey. Well, let's go to Patrick. Corey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Sure, I'll go ahead. Is this the introduction?
Yep, you're right on time.
Perfect. And there it is. Patrick Chevalier III. I'm a financial planner. You can definitely find me and check me out, learn more about me and my practice and my process at www.chevalierwealth.com, as well as the same name on YouTube. You can definitely search my first name, last name on Google, as well as LinkedIn.
Gotcha. Corey, you ready? Are you still?
No, let's get it done.
All right.
Corey Smith, broker owner, Commodore Mortgage. Here for all your mortgage needs.
Gotcha. Now that was short on that part. All right, let's get it going real fast. So because we're running a little bit late. So Brandon B. Dixon, NMLS 1541210. It's at Billionaire Loan Officer on all social media. Go to my YouTube at Billionaire Loan Officer as well. Applywithb.com. Also, BrandonBDixon.com is coming soon here. Also, a lot of people have been asking for the Cash App. So, we taking donations too. So go to Cash App, the Power of Ownership. So a couple of people DM me, said they like the show and asked for the Cash App. So here you go. The Cash App is the Power of Ownership.
Man, put mine up there.
they hit me. So like, we'll do it next week. You know what I mean? So, call me 832-775-8357. Call me 24/7. also go to COCinvestmentclub.com. We got a event coming up later on this month. It's called Dogs and Doors, so y'all stay tuned for that. That's coming here soon at the end of September. So we're going to announce it probably next week as far as where we're going to be at, so on and so forth. I'm working out a new office deal right now, so we're probably going to be at the new office, working out something on the west side, man, Sugarland. So let's go ahead and get started, man. I want to get started real fast with a skit. Let me go ahead and share my screen and let this play for a second, and I want to start off. I like to start off with like a laugh at first, man. Like, let's go ahead and get started. And here we go. Y'all see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on, let me
And
make
here
sure. Y'all hear?
No audio.
Hold on a second. Let me start it off from the beginning. Oh, let me get to the beginning first before I put the actual.
Four. I never said we were gonna spend it on. Oh my God, I made $1,000 this week. Nah, you made 600, huh? Fuck you mean 600? Because that's what you get to keep. You taking home $600 because we need 4 in taxes. But what the fuck you taking $400 of my money for? Where does that shit go? The tax money we take from you is for the services of the people. You know what I'm saying? To provide for your health care and sidewalks and streets and just, basic shit. Oh, okay, I see. So y'all gonna use my tax money to make sure I'm good, right? No. Bitch, that's what you just said. Nah, see, now you fucking tripping because I said that's what the tax money is for. I never said that's what the fuck we're gonna spend it on. Oh my God, I made a...
So I just wanted to get that going, man. You know what I mean? To set the tone, man, for movie. That's one of the funniest thing on taxes that I seen, man. I want to talk about a couple different ways. I want on taxation, like real estate taxes, with some of the benefits on real estate taxes, with some of the best things as far as tax havens and stuff like that, and how people could pay zero taxes, and how can you plan to supplement your income by good tax strategies, and just having a good overall game plan. Thinking what
This is a show for Patrick. This is a Patrick show today.
Well, not necessarily. People don't realize how this is an everyday. That's
So
why
it's a good thing I'm back this week.
Yeah, this is everybody. This is everybody trend, because if you, I got so many people that don't understand the benefits of having your own house, and how that and how that helps you with taxes. And they don't understand with the LEs and stuff like that how the points and all that is tax deductible. They don't understand depreciation. They don't understand none of this stuff. So a lot of this stuff, people don't understand. So it's everybody. Let me make everybody bigger. If you don't, I think, especially in our community, this particular show is necessary because we think this is, and I'm gonna say this, and I'll open it up. This is what we've been programmed to do. We've been programmed to file single or file whatever they say. Go to H&R Block. Go somewhere at the end of and whatever they say, this magical number. Get whatever they say at the end of the year, at the beginning of next year. This is people's tax strategy. And they don't know the difference. I'm renting or I'm buying. They don't know the difference. They don't know how much money they can save. They don't know. And that's not just middle or lower class. That's even some of the middle class, the upper middle class people don't, $100,000 plus earners. They don't understand that either. Man, we got a full house. First time in a minute, man.
We got the whole squad out.
We got the whole actually
That's
squad
right.
out, man. The first time in a minute, man. First time since like the beginning of the year, man.
We're gonna
You
bring
know?
the 5. We're gonna bring the 5 tonight, man.
So man, hey, this is a good show, man, because I think a lot of people need it. So I'll
I
go
mean,
ahead.
it's good to know too, because when you talk about when people want to invest in real estate and talking about, flipping versus buying and holding, if they flipping and they don't understand what capital gains tax is,
Right.
and they just want to flip and cash out, they need to understand it ain't just cashing out. Understand what I want is cut.
Right. Somebody got an extra window open.
No echo in the back.
Echo, yeah.
Yeah, I hear echo. I don't know where it's coming from.
Gotcha. So
Yeah,
I go
I
ahead and
hear
open
as
it up,
well.
man. Y'all don't all rush in.
I don't
Y'all,
like crickets.
y'all don't all talk.
I'm Mike. My
Look.
mic is muted. I ain't got no crickets going on my end. Man.
So man, taxation. We talking about taxes today, man. Taxes. How can real estate save you on taxes? How can let's talk about it.
Okay, so if you want to attack the everyday guy from say 50 to 100,000, the biggest benefit for tax purposes, number one, of course, the 401k. You got to put some money there. You do your flexible spending account is another solid one where you can go if you're working with a company. For my $100,000 investors who are actually trying to get out there and buy and invest, as CJ said, as far as capital gains tax. In some situations, if you don't make that much, if you do a deal and you make 50,000, you just report that as a part of your gross income, and allow your other depreciate. Well, you won't have any depreciating assets because you're holding it. You just allow your normal taxes if you have kids, your insurance taxes and things like that to help offset that, so you won't have to pay Uncle Sam so much. Now, if you decide not to, quote unquote, keep the 50 and you run it back into something else, then you don't have to report it, the money that you made from the flip. That makes sense?
Right. Well, we have our financial advisor kind of co-sign on that.
Tell him, Pat.
Andrew look like he's frozen.
Yeah. So he's exactly right. And no,
I've been studying.
I was
Pat,
trying to
wait,
look
man,
and
I've been
see what the
studying.
exact number was. I was trying to see what the exact number was because the range changes year to year, just like your taxable income rates. But it's typically 0, 15, and 20% of what you would pay in capital gains, and it's all based on your total income, right? All together, your W-2 income, the money you make off that deal, so on and so forth. I find myself a lot of times telling folks, hey, you better get that property sold before December, or you should probably wait to sell that property until January. That way they can reduce those capital gain taxes and keep a lot of that money in their pockets.
Right. Break it down. Let's start off with the elementary. Let's break it down to the molecule. Let's start off with what the people that's like I described, that go to H&R Block every year and don't know anything about. And these are, like I said, these are not uncommon, because a lot of people just not educated on tax. Let's talk to what are capital gains tax and all that. Let's start it off from the get-go. How can adding real estate help you tax-wise? Let's start off with that.
Well, I think you're saying you gotta go down to the foundation before you can go upwards and start talking about everything else. I think people need to understand, like, if you get sick, you don't go talk to the receptionist about what you need to do to make yourself feel better. You got to go all the way down to the doctor. I think a lot of people think H&R Block and talking to a tax preparer is what is essentially equivalent to a doctor, and it's not. You need to get with a CPA that's going to talk to you and guide you and tell you, okay, well, look, looking at your financial situation, I understand where we were this year. I just got you. This is what you need to do next year to prepare yourself to pay less in taxes, to keep more money in your pocket, to invest and get a better return on your money. Whatever the case may be, you have to talk to a CPA that's going to strategize with you. You can't go to H&R Block, talk to a tax preparer, because a lot of times all they know is, give me your W-2, let me put in this box. Box 1, let me put this in
right.
box 2, let me
1040.
put this. And You ask them anything outside of that, they like deer in headlights. They don't have a clue about what you're talking about.
Right.
So you're saying those
Right.
are not the people that you want to talk to. You want to go to somebody that's going to help you advance. And a lot of people just need to understand that a tax preparer doesn't necessarily make them qualified to help you advance or pay less taxes.
Right.
That's very true.
Right. And then I would say even before that, if you're real serious about life, if you don't want to have a GED at life, you want to have a master's degree at life, you might want to get with a financial advisor and seek out Patrick's services and start preparing that thing out. Patrick and I had a conversation with one of my mentees, and he said the most important that inspired the topic of this show. He said, "Man, you need to have your game plan ahead for the next 3 to 5 years on how you going to pay these taxes, or what taxes you want to pay." You know, so you got to have people think it's like the lottery or something like that. Let me go ahead and work, and then let's see, scratch on. Let's see how much money I'll get at the end of the year. That's how the process, the thought process about this. It's like wait and see. It's like a magical thing. When the affluent they plan out these tax strategies years ahead of time.
Oh, they do that for generations.
Right. So I want Patrick to speak on that.
Move.
The mentality. Let's talk about the mentality first. Like this got to be a lot of people hopping on business. They get the catering business. They got these LLCs. They got the single member LLCs. Mentality wise, how do you need to switch? I'm glad Corey brought that up about just knowing the difference between a tax preparer and a CPA. But what do you need to do to get serious about this thing and really serious about making this money?
Shoot, I think first, like treat this thing like a real business. It's for Patrick.
Yeah, this was for Patrick.
Man, we're all on the podcast together, right? We're all thought leaders around here.
You got to incorporate yourself.
Right,
go ahead,
right. The first thing is that you got to understand how and what is taxed, right? A W-2 employee is going to be taxed at a greater rate than others. The tax code is written for landowners and business owners, right? And so I think that's why you guys talk about real estate so much, and why it's so beneficial in that area. So yeah, if you are a W-2 employee, more than likely you probably should start some kind of business or side hustle, right? And incorporate that so that way you can take advantage of the tax code, right? It's all about, when you know better, you do better. That's the reason I'm an independent and started my own firm. It's like, hey, I know the tax code. Why wouldn't I do that? Right? You make your money first, you pay your expenses second, and then you pay taxes. Right. When you're a W-2 employee, you make your money first, you pay your taxes, and then you have what's left to cover your expenses. Right? And so you have a larger pool of money just by the way you're doing things. Right?
Right. Say that one more time for people that don't understand this. One more time for the slower amongst us.
Yeah, I probably need a whiteboard, but really simply, the tax code is written for landowners and business owners.
Right.
This is how it works. If you're a W-2 employee, you get your gross pay, you take out your taxes, you get your net pay, and that's what you pay your expenses with. When you're a business owner or you're incorporated, you generate your revenue, your gross revenue, you pay your expenses first, and then you pay taxes on what you net, which is always going to be lower because you paid your expenses.
Right.
So you've actually made yourself money by paying less taxes because you're taxed on a lower amount of money. Right. Just by the way you go about doing things.
Don't forget that caveat in that statement, Pat, is you are a part of your expenses.
Right.
As a business owner, you pay yourself as a part of those expenses.
Exactly. So this is what people
don't understand. That's what I was saying, though. That's what I was saying. You got to be a business owner first. Like, that's one of the mistakes I made getting into real estate. I didn't make myself a business. So everything was all to my personal.
Right. You got to make yourself a business.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I want to add
to what Brandon was talking about, the conversation that we had with the guy last week or week before that. I was telling him, like, hey, if you're not making at least $45,000 from whatever it is you're doing on the side, there's no need to do it. Right. But that goes into the planning. So you definitely got to be able to generate the revenue or take losses if you're a W-2 employee. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but you made me think about that.
Well, I just want to add to that while we're on that point. And don't forget that even if you're trying to get into real estate investment, you still need to make that a company. Still need to make that way that you could depreciate that on its own. Am I right?
Right. Right.
I
Right.
think
And
not
that's
just
huge.
that,
Most
you
folks that I
want to
sit down
protect
with,
your assets.
Yeah, go ahead. One of y'all.
Now, go ahead, Patrick.
I was going to say, most folks that I sit down with who actually just bought a house after that first year, they're so excited because they get that 7,000 or 8,000 tax credit
Right,
when it's their first time experiencing that in life. Right.
right. Well, I'm talking about even on the investment side. Don't forget that all of your interest that you pay on your home is tax deductible. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Right.
That's correct.
Right. Also, I want to give Patrick the points that you pay, the discount points that you pay is tax deductible. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Right.
Right.
So,
In most
property
cases,
taxes.
interest is always going to be deductible. Yeah.
right. And property taxes as well, right?
No.
No.
No, not, yeah. Property taxes
No.
not.
Nope.
Gotcha. So, but your interest in your points.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
No points. It's
whoa,
just
whoa.
interest.
Whoa. Are we talking about your property taxes is not tax deductible?
Property
You
tax
sure
is not
about that?
tax. Property. Since when
Huh?
is property tax are deductible though?
They've been deductible.
No. Tell me something.
They
Teach me something now.
They changed the code a couple of years ago to cap it. I believe it's $10,000 or so.
All right, okay.
That's good.
Right.
I know they'll do it
But-
next year.
But look, here's the thing, you know what I'm saying, which is a great segue, kind of what Pat just talked about. When you kind of go back to what B said in the beginning, when you're talking about real estate being a great tax haven, the depreciation, I don't think people quite understand.
Right. That's
That's
what we
just
want to get into.
That's just a paper loss. Like, you know what I'm saying, it can easily offset the income that you make.
Right.
And in some cases, it could actually go towards lowering the W-2 that you have to do, the W-2 income that you have to file on your actual taxes.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying, it's so much of a big savings, and I don't think people quite understand it.
Right.
But
I don't know. You can depreciate your primary residence. I know you can
No.
depreciate an investment.
you can't depreciate, not
Yeah,
your
it's-
primary.
not your homestead.
Well, that's
At
what
the
I wanted
homestead.
to get into. Like, say, a lot of people talking about they want to get into real estate investment, and one of the biggest things that they actually just have the rent in mind, and it's not that most of the affluent are worried about or fixated on. It's the tax benefit, and a lot of people are missing. I give, for example, a lot of people think, all right, I pay this note for $1,500 and I can rent it out for $1,800, so that ain't much of a deal because I'm only getting $300 a month. But look at the depreciation that you're going to get. That can offset your W-2, like Corey just mentioned. They don't take that into account.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Patrick, I don't know if you missed that. Like I said, I want you to amen that. People asphyxiate just on the rental as far as income, but people don't understand as far as getting your first investment property or get your investment property, the tax implications that can help you as far as depreciation.
But
That
that's
can
for buying whole, though.
Say it again.
But that's for buying whole,
Right.
Like
Right.
if they flipping,
And
yeah. So people got to understand this is not about flipping. This is buying a whole.
Buy a whole, yeah.
Yeah.
Which most people do when they get a rental property, they look at the rental rate. Oh man, $300 that ain't nothing. But hey,
Yeah.
depreciation. Depreciation. Am I right, Patrick? I think he's still buffering.
I had that dollar tonight.
Well, you ain't
Yeah,
well,
fine.
man.
I'm plugged in. I'm hardwired, so I'm not sure why it's buffering.
Yeah, but
I
now
don't
we're
know.
talking about the getting the actual LLC for that investment property or investment property. It'll be better if you do one LLC per investment property, But getting that and then depreciating that, and that'll go against if there's a single member LLC, depreciating that against your W-2. If you're a 6-figure salary earner, that helps you again go against your income. Was less that's being taxed, less out of the pool of being taxed.
Yeah, it'll help you tremendously. And
Man, you borg it out.
yeah, it'll help you tremendously. You can depreciate an asset, hard asset like that. I believe it's up to 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
You guys able to hear me?
Yeah, I mean, we can hear you.
Yeah, you can depreciate that asset up to 27 years, and you pretty much decide how and you want those numbers
to look like. Man, your what you call them going in and out. Barry, let's get you involved, man. You ain't said nothing all night. Barry,
I'm gonna get out and
Oh,
jump back on.
No, I'm listening and learning too.
But do you, when you talk to your customers, you primarily a buyer's agent, do you talk to them about the benefits of taxes?
Oh yeah, I let them know that they can. The interest is tax deductible.
Right.
It's a lot of tax benefits. In fact, I just did a VA last week, and I let the guy know he's on 100% disability with the VA, and I told him, hey, you can get the pay no taxes.
No taxes. Right.
And so I got the forms for him, and I'm gonna take it to him tomorrow.
No property tax.
Yeah, his property taxes. So
well, they should have wrote the loan up like that. They didn't write the loan up. They didn't write the loan up like that.
What do you mean they didn't write the loan up like that?
Yeah, they should have wrote the loan up with no taxes.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, he'll get it back.
That's messing with amateurs, man. So you got, you should have just.
If you got a company, if you got a business, you can even identify a space in your house to be a dedicated office, and that space can be a write-off.
Right. Well, everything could be. Everything. I don't want to say everything. First of all, we're not fiduciaries as far as except Patrick.
Yeah. We just talking. This is not.
We just having a conversation about what that's tax deductible.
There's no tax advice at all.
But and especially when it comes to real estate, because a lot of people don't consider this as the holistic plan. Like, this is to your bottom line. Like, it just makes sense, because if you rent, you can't write off any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you got an extra $7,000 to $8,000 that you could, that you got coming back to you at the end of the year, that makes a hell of a difference, as opposed to people just look at, all right, well, I'm paying $2,000 a month and I'm buying my house, and I'll pay $1,800 rent. But if you get $7,000 to $8,000 back at the end of the year, you add that, you add that.
Mm-hmm.
People just look at it on the micro; they don't look at it on the macro level.
But then let's not just get fixated on the fact that there are some tax stuff that you can use, depreciation, so on and so forth. But it's so much other stuff, that it actually helps your financial situation.
Right.
The fact of, for rent, that's 100%. You pissing money away in the wind.
Right.
But if you actually own a house, you have $300 to $500, $600, $800, whatever it is that you're paying down on the principal balance of that loan. And then the equity is steady going up. It's almost a forced savings plan is what it is. Even if you're the worst with money. If you own a home and you're making your payment on a monthly basis, you're going to have something to show for it at the end of 5 years.
Right.
You're not going to do that renting an apartment.
This is a video you should have showed. You should have showed Melvin talking to Jody on Baby Boy about guns and butter.
Right.
Guns and butter.
Right. Well, I want to piggyback what CJ said as well. Not only you have the interest, but you could use, your house on a couple of different ways. And I seen Patrick pop back up, but he ain't pop up. Here we go.
I'm back. I'm back.
If you got, you like you said, office, you could use it as an office space. You could have the square footage and section that off and rent it to yourself as an office, and that's all tax deductible.
Right.
You could also, if I'm not mistaken, Patrick, can't you use, if you have a out of the garage business, can't you use that as a storage place or as part of the write-off as well?
Right. Typically, it's whatever the size of that space that you work out of is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a good example, let's say if your mortgage payment is $1,000, you're using 200 square feet for your office. right? That 200, you divide that by 1,000. How much does that cost you in your mortgage? And so that whatever that number is each month is deductible because you're going to keep paying that mortgage anyway. So that's an automatic deduction.
Gotcha.
Right. So I'm in my home office, and this is a write-off right here.
Right. Exactly. Same. That's why you always see me in it. It's a write-off.
I'm at the house right now.
Look, nuggets
we
like
all
that. Nuggets like that. You're not gonna get from a tax preparer. You got to go to somebody that know what they're doing.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Exactly. Typically, what I tell folks, I do that towards the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. So I'm starting to ramp that up with my practice now as we go through and we look at income sources for the year for our clients, right? To get a really good estimate on what it is, so that way we can make healthy tax decisions. And typically, I generate a report with the findings on it, maybe 2 or 3 pages, and I'll say, "Here, hand this to your tax preparer. Tell them give me a call so we can talk about it." Right. Because really all they do is punch the keyboard and fill in boxes, like you said.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
they should be a tie-in with your financial advisor and your CPA. Don't even use a tax preparer, but those two should be working hand in hand.
Well, let's keep it all the way funky. Most of them work for the IRS. Most tax preparers, H&R Block and all that, they work for the IRS. So they don't have your best interest at heart.
I'm not sure if they work for the IRS.
But they have to be, they have the IRS compliancy in
right. You have to take class. So when I was in college doing my finance, that was part of my volunteering. Was a group of kids. We would go. They would host the event at the school, and people can come and get their taxes done. But it's really not much that goes into it. It's a 1 or 2 day class, and then you're certified to do taxes. So the barrier of entry is very low.
Right. So that's another thing. Let me repeat what he just said. 1 or 2 days, and you're a certified tax preparer. So they was flipping burgers early in the week.
I'm probably still certified if I go dig up my file somewhere.
There was delivering pizzas Tuesday. Friday they're tax preparer. That's so you got in charge of your money.
Right.
Look, I can tell you right now, you're saying H&R Block has an online course study that you can take at your own pace, knock it out, and then you doing taxes. You doing taxes next week.
You doing taxes, so you
went
flushing away thousands of dollars. Yeah, go ahead.
You went from flat tummy to the taxes.
You doing taxes the next day. So you flushing away. This is the person you got to charge all your money.
Right. Well, I don't want to bash tax preparers, right? But it's all about who you work with. I got a good professional acquaintance, and they care about people. And for some folks, that's the only tax advice that they get. That little bite of knowledge that those folks in that office have to share. But it's a good business model, and they make a ton of money.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like the difference between that and the CPA that's actually going, to school for this, taking tests and everything, that is staying up to date. Because to be efficient, you got to know what's next, like from a political scene and from what the lawmakers are, like the laws that are changing that they're passing. You got to stay on top of that thing, like at least annually. And if you're not, then like you can mess up and get your client like either sued or audited. Like you don't even want to put somebody in that position.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I want to get the people that just. This year, my eyes were really open. How many people are not hip to or not aware of tax is not a passive thing. This needs to be a proactive thing. A lot of people are passive about taxation, and that's why I want the purpose of the show to be like, man, you need to be. They're hearing bits and pieces about write-offs, but I don't think they understand it. I don't think you need they don't understand the planning that goes into this. In order to win, and then it's not something like they got it like a horoscope. Let's see what my horoscope is this year, and almost like a fortune cookie. Let's crack it open and see what happens.
Right. Well, to me, it's kind of like a scratch off. I've seen people who say, "Oh man, I hope this tax bill isn't too high this year."
Yeah,
right?
like
they hope
how you don't know this?
Right. Exactly. And that's what I was saying. I do with my clients. We forecast it, so we know what it's going to be, and then we plan for it.
Exactly. So you got to switch your mind frame, and if you want to get on this side as far as ownership side, man, you got to. That's like offense, defense, special teams. This is the special teams. This is the special teams that making money. This you can't win the game if you ain't got a good tax strategy.
Right. Well, you hit it on the nose with the game, right? It's you. If you're going to be in the game, you got to know how to play it, right? And
Exactly.
those are the rules of the game. Is the tax code,
Right. Right.
You
right?
got to be able to
If
return
you don't
that
know, you got to know
on
someone who
time.
does.
Right. Right. And then let's get into it a little bit, because now we're on the second 30 minutes. Let's get into it a little bit, man. Let's get in all the stuff that you don't know. And I read this book, and I keep this book right here.
Solid.
You feel what I'm saying? This is the type of nerd stuff. You got to pay the cost to be the boss, man. So this is the type of stuff where everybody out partying. I'm reading this stuff. How to pay zero taxes. So let's talk about some of the stuff that people don't know. And why did I started to play that Trump video. I don't know if you remember the debate with Hillary Clinton, and he was like, man, well, I heard you don't pay nothing in taxes. Like, yeah, because I'm smart.
Right.
Right. And he said, Hillary, most of your friends don't pay any taxes either because they tribute. If you wanted to do something, you would have changed the laws.
Right.
Yep. So people don't realize that most of the book, the tax code, is how not to pay taxes, not how to pay taxes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to read that thing, and they got so many ways. I didn't even know that medical bills was tax deductible.
Yeah, there's a line item for that.
So a lot of stuff, I know people are getting hip to, putting their kids on payroll. What is it, 12.7 a year? Instead of paying them allowance, put them on payroll and get that back as far as deduction.
Right, right. You won't get it all back. It'll bring it down. Yeah.
But think about it. If you're talking about that average person that makes off your W-2, you make it 50 to 75 or even 75 to 100. Bringing that taxable income down could help you tremendously. Am I right?
Here's the thing, B. Here's the thing, B. When you get to talking about W-2s between 75, anything under 100,000,
right,
they're gonna get a what quote unquote refund check, right?
Okay.
So if they get a refund check, the only thing they're paying is possibly $4,000 or $5,000 into tax over a 12 month span. That's on like $300, which is not bad. Like the little skit you started off earlier with. I'm sorry. But when you say to 100 and up, that's where it's like, okay, if you made $100,000, you're not trying to give the IRS $20,000. That's where your benefits come from. That's where you could talk about instead of giving the kids an allowance, you put them on the payroll, and that decreases your tax liability. That doesn't mean you don't pay it. You're just trying to decrease it to a number that you feel comfortable with. Because if you made 100 and all you gotta do is get 5, who wouldn't take that? That's a win.
Right.
Yep.
Zero taxes.
When in that book that you're referring to, as far as zero taxes, you got to understand what tax bracket are they in? Are they in that 350, that 400,000? I think the Democratic Party put in a new number where if you're making over 400,000 combined or less than 400,000 combined, your tax liability is even less. But anything over that, you're going to automatically be hit with it's a wealthy tax or something. Well, it was a massive debate about it. The Republicans call it the wealthy tax. I mean, the Democrats call it the wealthy tax, that they had to pay extra because they make so much money. That's where that book come into play, is that where you're trying to pay zero taxes and all your tax shelters come into play.
Well, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool because you know what I'm saying, I mean, the higher income that you make, the more important it becomes to have a tax strategy. But even if you make it $40,000 or $50,000, that book can still help you.
Exactly.
Essentially, you know what I'm saying, if you pay the tax, if you do the tax strategy correctly, you know what I'm saying, essentially you're giving yourself a raise. You don't have to wait on an employer or a business to give yourself a raise. You're giving yourself a raise.
Right.
As far as what the income credit that you're going to get doing the taxes?
Well, let me explain. I don't think you quite grasp, and a lot of people don't quite grasp what I'm saying. Let me explain what I'm saying. Don't forget that as a single member LLC, you could take losses and everything. Don't forget you pay all your expenses first, like Patrick alluded to earlier. So if all of that goes against it, it's all compiled into one big lump. Am I correct? If you're a single member LLC. So what you're making, what you're spending on your own business, it all kind of groups together.
Well, when you talk about a single member LLC, if I'm not mistaken, Pat said if you're not making at least $45,000 in your single member LLC, you need to come up with another strategy just to roll it through your W-2 anyway.
That's not always correct.
Yeah,
don't forget
that was about half of it.
That's you're missing half.
What's the other?
That was about half of it. Right.
I was
telling the young man that me and Brandon were speaking with that he needs to make at least 45,000. That way he would change how he would pay himself. He would move from a single member to an S corp. Right. It wouldn't make sense if he wasn't making at least 45,000. He would actually be paying twice the taxes.
Paying twice, right?
The other way. But no, what Brandon is saying is exactly right. Right. You have your income from wherever it's coming from. If your business is losing money, that's going to be a tax deduction because at the end of the day, it's all on that same tax return.
Right.
Right.
So if you're supposed to owe 8,000 based on your W-2 income, your business loses 10, right? Then you're positive $2,000.
Beautiful numbers right there. And I agree with that, with the idea of doing it that way. But for the everyday person who's just making 60,000, you're telling them to go get the hustle just to increase a return that 9 to my 10 is going to get anyway.
No, that's false.
Really?
Yeah, you're going to get more, and you're going to get more.
I said increase it.
Well, you're going to get more because don't forget you're invested in yourself now. So you got that possibility to make more income the next year. Don't forget this is a game plan. So the first year I lose, I'm getting that more, and I took that business instead of paying Uncle Sam, I paid it and invested it to myself. So now that next year I
reinvest into the business.
It's reinvest instead of spending it to going outside of what I'm going to do in tax money. Instead of them using my money, now I take my money now, and then I pay less in return. Because don't forget they're just taking your money and they're using it.
What it makes me think of what I tell my clients sometimes. It's like, hey, if I'm able to save you 50,000 in taxes, isn't that the same thing as me making you 50,000?
Exactly.
And 100 out of 100, they all say yes with a big smile on their face.
Right. Don't forget that this is special teams, offense, defense, special teams, and you got to be cold. Your kick game got to be cold too. So and most you're not gonna get to the mountaintop if you're making $1 million a year and you're going to a tax preparer.
No,
you're not gonna you missing the boat. Even and I'm trying to get people to, even if you work at UPS, you need to go ahead and sell George online. Get you some dogs. You know what I'm saying? Do something to where that it offsets that income. You see what I'm saying? Because this is what America is built for. Like you said, landowners and businesses. Period. And I wanted to add to kind of not combat, but to kind of juxtapose what Hyman was saying. Don't forget that there's a reason why only 1% of people make the 400, 500,000, because that's salary. Most small businesses, it's not the gross, it's the net. So they accumulate a lot of it, they're falling off so much so it looks on paper that they're making this much. So if I generated $1 million and it took me 500,000 to make that million, it's gonna look like 500,000 on paper. Am I right, Patrick? And that's how most of this country is composed of small business owners. That's the lifeblood. Am I correct?
Pat
He
gone.
gone. He gone.
Wrong.
But
We gotta get Pat. We gotta get Pat at a Starbucks or something. Get their Wi-Fi.
For real.
man, he got it disconnected now. He got it. But yeah, CJ, am I correct? Somebody doesn't know about taxes, man. You know. Oh, am I correct?
Man, I don't know. Don't give me the line.
Don't get you the line.
Man, if you don't know how this works.
I got a CPA that handles mine.
So what the thing about it is that if we're just talking about when you go from the everyday W-2 worker who makes less than 50,000, I'm gonna stick to that less than 50. I see it that they're gonna get a return regardless, and they're gonna pay. They're still gonna pay their. If you're trying to reduce their tax liability, you better just doing the 401k and the flexible spending account. Those things are automatic tax deductible.
I can tell you from looking at people's stuff, you know what I'm saying, just because they make below 45 or make below 50, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't guarantee that they're going to end up getting money back.
Right.
Because I tell you what people do. What people do is they have they change their taxes when it comes to the employer, how much taxes is taken out of their income.
Yeah.
And if they don't take enough taxes out of their income, at the end of the year, they're going to end up owing.
Right.
That is true. That is true.
Right. So, but unless you have a single member LLC, where you have, you know, where you're paying yourself or you're paying for your expenses that goes against that particular number. So what I'm telling people is to do is don't sleep on this. This country is built on entrepreneurs and pursuing that particular. Why not invest in yourself? You know, take that money, bite the bullet, invest in yourself, and it's tax deductible.
Start that rental school business.
Right. Get it.
Yeah. The thing I think people get caught up in, you know what I'm saying, they get caught up in complaining about the rules of the game instead of understanding the rules of the game and actually using it.
Right.
A lot of people get caught up, man. Trump ain't paying no taxes and all this other stuff. And the question should be, what in the world is Trump doing? Not to pay any taxes. You know what I'm saying? How can I incorporate some of that stuff in my life so that I'm able to lower my tax bill?
Right.
At the end of the day.
Right.
Second time the charm.
You open up an Arby's. Because Arby's got to be like some kind of Ponzi scheme, tax shelter or something, because ain't nobody eating Arby's, but they still in business. Oh no, nobody eat at Arby's.
Hey Pat, I think you need to look on your iPhone and find a closest Starbucks and go and set up shop over there.
That Wi-Fi, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My PC wasn't plugged in, man. The cord fell out, so I guess my computer was working overtime. I was wondering why it kept messing up on me.
Gotcha. All right,
so we're good
straight
to go.
now, right? That AOL trial expired. Right. Yeah. Now, what I was trying to get you the second is that that's how this system is built on small business owners, and most people on paper don't. They're generating a lot of, but they write off a lot because it takes that much to make that type of business. You know, so let's say I make $1 million, I generated $1 million, but I spent the $500,000, so I'm only going to get taxed on $500,000. You know, so that's how this thing works. But it's better than I think Hyman's thinking the old school. This is the way our grandmothers and stuff was taught, and it's a new age. To just trust it. I'm gonna go ahead and get a return and let's go ahead and do that. Nah, go ahead and invest in yourself. That way it's tax deductible. And then now I got more than one stream of income coming in. You know, so you go ahead and do that. Become a real estate agent, become a loan officer, become do your catering business, do your tummy tea business, do your streamer business, stream on the weekend, whatever you got to do. But just make sure it's just not like CJ said, where you doing it under yourself. You got to make sure you got the LLC or something like that, or escort where its own entity where you could use it as a tax haven. That way you could get your expenses paid for. And then
and also tell people why, because if you use your personal information and you buying and doing business that way, all of your personal assets are at risk.
Right.
So if somebody want to come after you and you own a property under your personal, they can come up after everything. But if you create a business, a LLC, that protects you from somebody coming after your personal assets.
Right. Limited liability.
It's not just about maximizing taxes. It's about protecting your personal stuff.
Right. Get with the program, man. Get, especially in our community, man. It's 2023. You should not be ignorant to this.
No.
This should be a fact of life.
Very true.
Yeah. You know,
Exactly.
taxation.
I mean, it's the world we live in.
Right. This is the country you live in. How you live in? And maybe, how you live in a corporation and don't know how to do it?
Hey, all you gotta do ask ChatGPT.
Right.
Like, hey, what are the tax implications on doing it? It's gonna spit out everything.
Right. So
right. Even if you are an W-2 employee and you enjoy where you are, you enjoy your salary and the life that it gives you, that's totally fine. But those hobbies that you do, incorporate it. Right.
Exactly.
You know, that's something you can do really easy, right? And then, you know, contribute to your company plan, right? Make those retirement plan contributions, get an HSA, so on and so forth, right? And maximize what it is that you're currently doing to where it's optimal. Because the whole idea is you don't want to give Uncle Sam more than you have to.
Right.
You just don't, right? You keep it for yourself, your family, and what it is you want to do.
Right.
Well, again, crazy how people will pay like 10, 15 grand in tax for the year, and they get a tax refund of $2,000. You still give them 13.
Right. Exactly. That's the Hyman philosophy. I don't get that. Like, I don't get
the other side of that.
I'm talking about on the way home, woman.
The other side of that is when you overpay on your taxes and you get a return, that's a tax-free loan to the government, right?
Right.
Exactly. Because they keep that money for what, 8, 9, 10, 12 months, and they give it back to you with no interest.
Exactly.
Right. So that's not smart if you think about it that way, right?
Exactly. So I don't get the old school way of, hey, I'm gonna get a return. Let's go ahead and let them. Nah, you getting gaffled. Jack,
right. You getting your money back after they done pimped the money.
They peeled off already the money and used it, and then give you back with no interest. Not smart.
Right.
You know,
they done sent your money to the Ukraine.
Right.
And you just not getting a piece of it back.
So I'm gonna bite off your sandwich and give you here go a pinch. Well, at least I got to taste the sandwich.
Give you a chewed up tomato.
Here you go, taste this. Nah, I'm good. Give me my whole sandwich. Let me eat my sandwich. You know what I mean? And then I'll decide if I'll plan out if I want to give y'all a pinch.
Yeah, if I can't finish my sandwich, I might give you some.
I give you some. You know what I'm saying? But let me be in control of what I want to do, not you be in control of my finances. Yep. This is what this set up for. So it's either you could be on one side or the other. You could be on the side where you uneducated and you at the mercy, you hoping and wishing, you like a horoscope, and let me see what I get this year. Or you can take control, educate yourself, get yourself surrounded by good people, and do some reading, and figure out that, hey, listen, I could take this money and spend on a whole bunch of other stuff, and I could have all kind of revenue, all kind of different streams of revenue to get me in a better place.
Hey, I don't know. I got a question for Patrick. So Patrick, all the people that got a W-2 job that are like middle age and just below middle age, paying all this money to Social Security, what's going to happen to them when it's time for them to retire with that Social Security?
You asking me?
Again, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. Maybe I shot too many videos today for my clients.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, you got it.
But Social Security's not going anywhere. Their legislation, they're just kicking the can down the road.
Right. Now he was asking about what their retirement gonna look like.
Yeah, what's retirement for people?
There's not gonna be any politician who says, "Yeah, under my watch, it's gonna end."
Man, he answered questions from Thursday. You gotta get that fixed. You gotta have to dump some of that. You gonna have to dump some of that. You got to go on a different server with the Pornhub, man. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna have to drop down to 3K.
Yeah, you got to drop it down, man. Yeah, but no, he was asking about retirement. Like, how this gonna look if you play by the, you know? And this is not. This is the thing. I want to say this, and I'll leave it. I'll leave it like that. People think that this is going outside the rules. It's not. You're not being a deviant. You're being smart, like Trump said, man. There's books on this type of stuff. Look how thick this book is. You think they would have this at Amazon and have this at Barnes and Noble if this was illegal? This ain't how to rob a bank. You know, this is how to pay.
I mean, it kind of is.
Huh?
Kind of is.
What you mean? This is nothing illegal, immoral, or unethical.
Well, I ain't saying illegal, but it's how to win and work the system. People don't know how to do that.
It's not working the system. This is your rights. You just don't know them. See, this is what I'm telling. Like, hey, I'm trying to go outside. I just want to pay my fair share of taxes. You know what I mean? I want to play by the rules. This is the rules. You just don't know the rules.
The system. I ain't saying it's a bad thing, but people don't know how to work the system. They just follow. They just follow behind what they see on the commercials.
Right. This is what you taught to do. That's why they don't teach you this stuff in school. You know, you got to get this from the podcast where you get this type of education. I taught the mentees all the time. They didn't know this type of stuff. They didn't know that. Hey, man, what you need to do is you get a single member LLC and you put your expenses under that. I thought this was elementary. A lot of people never heard of this.
Right. That want you to know. Like, you gotta go seek that knowledge for yourself. And
right.
I forgot what I was watching. Somebody made a good point. It was like, you can go to a bank, get a business loan, but they will not give you a loan to invest in their own stock.
Right. Right.
What did that tell you?
I mean, you can go.
It ain't enough money. That's what they tell you.
They'll give you a loan for education quicker than anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, you go to colleges and stuff like that to be a certified worker.
You know, so that keeps you in the rat race.
Right. So that's the thing. But then they don't teach you how to run businesses, man. You know, and that's the lifeblood of this corporation here is business. If you don't have business savvy, if you don't have business acumen, you're not gonna win in this thing.
But that's the thing too, B. Like if we have too many people starting businesses, they don't have enough work.
Nah, they always gonna have workers.
I'm saying if people were hip to this, the majority, if they were privy to this information,
I used to think the same thing. Out of all the people that we reach, we might reach one. If we reach one, it might make a difference. But don't forget that McDonald's have on the signs you're picking up, hey, this food might cause cancer. I go to McDonald's right now, the line is packed. They got clearly this food might cause cancer. Clearly.
They should just take the might off of it.
Yes, but Surgeon General warning: you eat these fries, you kick the bucket. Man, give me a supersize them things.
Hey, but it ain't 39 cents no more.
Right. And I'm gonna pay a premium to kill myself slowly. You know what I mean? So, but people, you always gonna have workers because most people don't have to get up and go to do this type of things. You know, so some people not gonna do it. I hear you. You know, but it's a malfunction. I think some people clinically, hadn't been clinically diagnosed. Some people retarded. They just hadn't been clinically diagnosed. You know what I mean? So some people they ain't firing on all cylinders.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I don't care how, and not taking a shot at, I'm talking about they running slow like Patrick Internet. You know what I'm saying? They running slow. You know what I mean? And it's misfiring some kind of way. You can say all you want, but they're not hearing you.
Yeah.
They're perfect.
I'm gonna have to call Xfinity tonight.
Yeah, they perfectly capable clinically, but they just don't. They ain't got it. So they always gonna have workers. They always gonna have places for people like that just don't want to do.
Yeah.
They don't want to do anything. You know, so
That's real.
it's like McDonald's always gonna have packed lines. It ain't gonna stop. You know, how lucrative? Let me ask Pat, how lucrative is the fast food being a franchisee? You got any franchisees you do any planning for? Any fast food in your portfolio?
He froze.
Nah, he froze again.
For myself, franchises?
Yeah, franchises.
No,
None?
not fast food. No.
Yeah. I thought is it true you have to have $1 million to open a McDonald's?
Yeah, not fast food, but you can look up the stats and see how much they're making and all that. A lot of that's public information, right?
How much is it to get into a McDonald's?
So every one of them has a different set of criteria,
Right, you mute.
right? To be an applicant for
Yeah,
entry.
kids over here. Yeah, I think McDonald's you have to have a net worth of $1 million.
Yeah, you gotta have $1 million, right?
Yeah, but I mean there are other franchises that you don't need that much.
And
Right.
Chick-fil-A won't let you do it without experience.
Right.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
But
Yeah,
there are others that are lower. Right.
Right. You got to get to one of the new franchise, like
Right.
Big Chicken Shack, Big Chicken or something like that, you know. Get into something new if you want, you know, take a chance.
Hit Bun Bio's, get you a Trill Burger.
Trill Burger, yeah. I know everybody, all rappers want a Trill Burger. You know, I know all rappers.
On the west side.
Right. I mean, but this is the thing. I think it's a beautiful thing, but air with caution. But they got too many. I think this, and they got too many of us hooping. They're gonna change the rules real soon. And now we starting to figure this thing out.
oh yeah,
You know, so they're gonna change
that's
the rules.
always that's with anything.
Right. So
If you want the laws to change, let black people start prospering from it.
Right. So we started. We getting Trill burgers. We getting toilet paper. We getting, you know what I'm saying?
If you're born in Colorado, keep going. Watch this portal change and NIL change real quick.
Right.
Hey, he coming.
Master P got cereal. and he didn't replace Aunt Jemima. He got himself on the syrup bottle. We didn't figure this thing out.
Hey, Boosie got the ramen noodles now.
The ramen noodles. E40 got weenies and burritos and wine. Man, we didn't figure this thing out, man. Now all we need to do is to get the distribution, cut the middleman instead of trying to get them to get the. Now we need to distribute it ourselves. You know what I mean? Then we got something at that point. You know what I mean? But we're gonna keep singing and twerking.
I heard back in the day, Diddy, Suge, and P was trying to put something together. They shut that down, like distribution on the music side.
Man, that's why I think Tory Lane's in jail. You know, he figured out the NFT.
NFT early, quick.
Yeah, you do that, then you cut on a lot of bread, man. But yeah, we figure out distribution. Shoot, we might have something. You know, because that's the next step. It's shelf space. Because that's the thing. You know, we get all these goods. All right, you put your brand on there. You got the eyes on you to get the brand. I see like Lotto and all them got the I got my own wing sauce, and Meg Thee Stallion got their own wing sauce and combos. You got the Lotto combo. You know, so they figuring it out, but you can still get a check cut to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if you can figure out this distribution and figure out the whole middleman. You know, that's all Amazon is a middleman.
Yeah.
Look, I'm pretty sure Master P got it somewhere figured out because he distributed so much stuff right now. He got his own rap noodles.
Well,
everything else that he get out of.
He got the products. I don't know if he got the distribution. He still got to go to somewhere and ask for shelf space. Him and E40, they got to ask for shelf space.
Distribution. I thought distribution was the.
It's getting you in the stores, right?
They don't ask. They got to pay for shelf space.
Yeah, they got to pay for it.
I thought distribution was the person who actually makes the product.
No.
And ships it out.
That's manufacturing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm talking about
one in the same.
Distribution
who sends it out?
Manufacturing.
You about getting it on the shelves.
Distribution is the ones who distributes it and puts it in the stores. You know, so But the thing is like you said, you have to pay for the shelf space. You know, so it's they the middleman collecting all the money. You know, so that just drives your margins down. But anyway, we over.
Well, and it all goes back to the topic of the podcast today. All those folks with all those things are taking all those deductions when they do their taxes every year.
Right. And you know, I'm a last word of day solutions as far as we was getting into that. Man, you got to get on board. Like everybody want to be business owners. That's hot in our community right now. Everybody doing they little side hustles, but do it right. Do it to where you could get the tax benefits. Do it to where you
Right.
where you
Right.
could get to pay zero taxes. Man, do it right. Get you a financial planner. Get your money into real estate where you could instead of just doing it underground, thinking you're getting over on somebody. You're not getting over. This is your right. Let's do it right. Do it right and think about the next generation, man. You know, don't spend it all. Set up for your last name. You know, so that's all I'm saying. I got money I ain't gonna spend yet. You know, I know you can't spend it all. You know, so you got to think like that, man. This money I ain't gonna spend. You know, so that's how you got to think, man. You got to think 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line, man. Don't do this year to year thing. Live for the moment. Any last words or anything like that? We over an hour, man.
And making that move your best move.
Right.
That's CJ Line right there.
Corey, I see you unmuted yourself. Anything?
Get the right people. Get the right people on your team.
Right.
Ooh.
I like that.
Period.
Patrick, anything? I'm gonna ask him now, so by the time we finish, he'll answer.
Yeah, I'm with Corey on that one. It's not about what you know, it's who you know, right? And if you have
Right.
somebody to tell you a few things that you don't know, you might save some money and make some money.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would say the same thing, man. Get people that's you're not gonna get this, even on the agent side or the loan officer side, people they got the network to actually save you some money and look out, get you on the right team. Most people are gonna be transactional. Most people, let's keep it all the way funky. Let's keep it all the way 100. A lot of people don't even want your business. They take it because you forced yourself upon them. So you got to realize I think Barry and I used to say this when it was just us two. On there, like you gotta make sure they why is the same as your why. A lot of people why ain't the same as your why. They don't have your best interest at heart. So you put money in their pocket, they don't give a damn about you. So at least when you do business with one of these brothers on these screen right here, we're gonna get you to where we're gonna put you in the best, put you in the best possible situation. And it's not just gonna be transactional. So you gotta do business with people that got the best interest at heart, man. So and it's not spend your dollar, circulate your dollar, man.
Last word of the day for me is always know how to find your opportunities, or at least know how to recognize your opportunities, man. This is an opportunity, like you put up the how to pay zero tax. That's an opportunity for somebody to look. I need to go find this book so I can pay less taxes. Know what opportunity looks like and look for them.
Gotcha. With that, we're gonna see y'all next week, man.
All right, later.
Peace.
All right.